Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, but I'm not alone. Today,
Taylor Talks Comics
is going to be joining me because we are going to be talking about 6 graphic novel hidden gems. Isn't that right?
Taylor Talks Comics.
Thank you so much.
Taylor Talks Comics.
I so did not reuse the clip of
Taylor Talks Comics.
He is just such a pro that every one of his introductions sound the same.
Taylor Talks Comics.
Thank you for that reminder.
Taylor Talks Comics.
Okay, that's enough now. Let's get started. Welcome back, everybody. This is the segment where I talk about books that don't get a lot of praise, books that don't get a lot of love, or I just notice people aren't talking about them. And today, I'm not going to be doing this alone. As a matter of fact, Taylor Talks Comics, my social media manager, is going to be taking over this. I will have one in here, but he's going to be taking 5 of these books and talking about them. So you're probably watching this while I'm overseas. So yeah, big thank you to Taylor for taking on this task. It's a lot of fun, and I'm curious to see what other people like in their hidden gems. Because while I've been doing this for a long time, many years now, the comments just showed that how many graphic novels are out there for people to check out that even I haven't heard of. And if you see my library tour, people are like, oh, you have every book. I don't, and I haven't read every book. Absolutely not. That's why I love this segment, because you all introduced me to some new books. So I'm going to let him introduce himself without further ado. Everybody, this is my buddy, Taylor Talks Comics. Show him some love by hitting that like button.
Yes, thank you, Omar, for the wonderful introduction. I am Taylor of Taylor Talks Comics. If you like the books that you see here, if you like the flavor of comics that I'm into, then check out my YouTube channel, Taylor Talks Comics. This is the kind of comics that I typically show off on my channel, and would love to hear any feedback if you love these books or if you have any other recommendations based on these books. I always look forward to reading reader recommendations as well. But let's get to the first book. Up first, we have New York City Outlaws by Ken Landgraf, published by Floating World Comics. So if you're looking at this and it looks like a familiar 1970s movie, The Warriors, that's because Ken Landgraf was inspired. He saw the movie poster for The Warriors and then started making this awesome comic. This comic is about gang fights, and it was released in the mid to late 80s. So if you're familiar with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which who isn't? In 1984, they debuted in a black and white comic, and thereafter became known as the black and white explosion in the comic book industry, where a lot of these comics makers were able to make black and white comics and distribute them throughout the direct market. You can find this at the quarter bins and things have been sought after. And New York City Outlaws was the creme de la creme of the black and white explosion. There's 5 single issues that Ken Landgraf released, and they've been long sought after by fans of that movement. But now, Floating World Comics has finally released a collected edition of them. And it's just chock full of all the trademarks of the black and white explosion comics. It's got fist fights, it's got blood, mayhem, awesome one-liner type dialogue. It's just such a fun, amazing, brilliant comic of that era. It's mostly black and white, but there is an issue that is black, red, and white. They add another color to it. It's really fun. And they even go into space in one issue. It's that crazy. It's that much fun. And it's just such a good timestamp of a perfect and fun era of comic books. New York City Outlaws. Up next is Bicycle Day by Brian Blomerth, published by Anthology Editions. This book is one of the weirdest comics you'll ever read, and I love weird comics. It's something I talk about on my channel all the time, is the weirder the comics, the better. But this one, when I saw it for the first time, I had to pick it up. And since then, if you enjoy this, Brian Blomerth has done a few more comics in the same vein. But this book is about Albert Hoffman, the mystic chemist, discovering LSD. Yes, that LSD. And it takes him through this entire discovery, invention, and all the things that go on with it. And as you can see in the artwork as we're flipping through it, it is trippy, it is psychedelic, it is wild, the way that this book is laid out. Brian Blomerth's artwork is only unto himself. You can see his artwork and point it out from a lineup of any other cartoonists. And all his characters have like dog faces to them. So it even has like that whimsical early era or Disney animation style to his characters. But in this world where this scientist is discovering LSD and all the traps and crazy things that happen upon it, there's actually some research and anecdotes included within this book on the beginning and end of it. And it's called one of the most important discoveries of the 20th century. And it's just such a fun, weird way to learn about this awesome scientific discovery and all of the things that go along with it. I can't recommend this comic enough for somebody that's looking for something a little different. Everyone take a chance on this book. It's Bicycle Day, Brian Bloworth. Up next is American Barbarian by Tom Scioli. Originally published by Ad House Comics, but since it's been published by IDW in a trade paperback format, if you're looking for that. This was my first Tom Scioli comic that I read, and it made me a fan for life. He's one of my favorite cartoonists, and one thing I always use to describe Tom Scioli comics is that they're fun. He only makes fun comics, and this is no different. This might be my favorite Tom Scioli comic still to this day, maybe because I still had that early discovery of how much fun he was. But this is a story of merit, and it has a flavor to it that's like Commandy from Jack Kirby, also maybe some Conan the Barbarian, but done with this like modern style of dialogue where Tom Scioli has no qualms with having these barbarians like cuss and say things that we would say today. So it keeps it nice with some levity and some fun and brilliance to it. But it's bloody, it's amazing, it's just infused with Jack Kirby energy to it, which is something that was a style of Tom Scioli, and still to this day. But this is still in his earlier period where it's very much an homage to Jack Kirby. This was originally released as a webcomic from Tom Scioli, and then Ad House Book produced this beautiful edition here. I can't recommend this book enough. It's so much fun. It's bombastic, it's crazy, it's wild, and it will turn you into a Tom Scioli fan if you're not already.
Warbirds by Jeffrey Wessel and Steve Parkhouse, published by Dark Horse Comics, is my September 2025 hidden gem. This book right here is about a possible future where we have become dependent on droids. And the military is using droids, bipedal droids, and flying droids to fight our wars. In this possible future, again, there is a huge war going on, and America is involved, and it's in Turkey and Syria. And believe it or not, this was written, oh my gosh, just I think 6 years ago is when all this started, the book. But what ends up happening is one bipedal droid and one flying drone become sentient. The flying drone gets damaged, and it starts asking for help. And then the bipedal droid goes and helps him. And the reason it's called Warbirds, it's kind of a take on the name Lovebirds. So it's a little bit of, I guess, a love story between the two droids. But really what it reminded me of is Short Circuit. I love that movie. I love both movies. I like even when he goes to New York in the sequel. And it's just about friendship. Now, they're not alone because later on you have Sibel that comes into the mix. She is playing her RPG. She plays video games. She's all about peace. And she gets involved when she gets a call that they need help. And then she gets her brother Barat involved. So it's all about survival between these two robots or droids or sentient robots, if you will, that are out there in the middle of this war. And of course, the military is going in to try to deactivate them and destroy them. Much like Short Circuit, which I love. So yeah, this was a lot of fun and taken by surprise that we haven't seen a lot more stories like this when we are becoming so dependent on AI lately that hasn't kind of taken off. But this was written, I think it was actually published just a few years back, but the idea started 6 or 7 years ago because I got to meet Jeffrey a couple of years ago at New York Comic Con. But that is my suggestion, and it is an all-in-one. It's done in black and white, and of course Steve Parkhouse is the co-creator of Resident Alien. So mature content, war, violence, and some of the language is why it's the mature content.
The next book is Starseeds by Charles Glabatz, published by Fantagraphics. Now this has been released in 3 hardcover editions so far, and the story's not done. Charles Glabatz is still working on more future volumes. But don't fret, because each volume can be read one and done on its own. You don't have to have all read all three, but of course, you get the full gist of everything if you read all three. Now, this is the kind of comic that you don't read, you experience. Now, I know that's a crazy thing to say, but seriously, this is like mystical. It's got great psychedelia to it. It's got elements of mythology, cosmology, quantum physics, alchemy, and spirituality. This is the kind of comic that you read. You might not know exactly what Charles Glaubitz is getting at here and there, but you will pull different things from it depending on the time and place in your life that you're reading it. It's about the Starseed children trying to take on the Illuminati, and his artwork is something that I've never seen before in comics. The layouts to his pages are something I've never seen in comics, and like I said, it's an experience for sure. And the thing that really caught my eye was how much Jack Kirby energy is in all these comics, and it's something so different. When you see the style, you're like, you wouldn't instantly think that Jack Kirby is an inspiration for this cartoonist, but it's all there. You can see it. And if you're into like the Jack Kirby, Jim Starlin era of Cosmos from back in the day, but you want something completely different, but with that at the heart of it, I can't recommend this enough. It's trippy, it's wild, but it's so much fun. And again, every time you read it, you will pull different things from it and notice different things depending on the time and place that you are in your life. And lastly, I have Joshua Cotter's Not Away. This is published by Fantagraphics, and this is an ambitious 7-volume series that he's going to be working on throughout the duration of his life. Only 2 volumes have been released so far, and it's an intertwining, interconnected, twisting, turning story that will stick with you for weeks upon months that after you read it. But it's all about people starting to connect their brains to this neurological network, this internet. And it has so many like great social and political commentary, but just like science fiction when it's at its best, it starts to make you think about the world and the future and technology and things. But there's so many other things within Not Away that make it such a brilliant comic. That's that Joshua Cotter has great moments of slice of life in here, great moments of body horror, and then also this great science fiction world that he's built with Not Away. I can't recommend this comic enough. It's ambitious. It's going to be 7 volumes done over the probably 20, 30 years that Joshua Cotter is working on this. As you can see on the artwork, it's so intrinsically and maniacally detailed in his artwork. And I love his pen line because it shows all of the intertwining and connecting of the stories as if it's like this web of subplots and things, because that's exactly what it is. But it's so apparent in his artwork, and that's the kind of thing you can only get when someone writes and draws the comic themselves. But Not Away is an ambitious comic, and don't worry about having to wait till 7 volumes because each volume is going to be satisfying. Just pick up volume 1, start there and see if you like it, and then move on to volume 2, and you can see that the world that he's building that's going to be amazing and huge on this global and crazy scale. Not Away. And if you live in America, Canada, or the EU, then check out our sponsors where you can buy these comics and other ones.
BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $250 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh? If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code NEARMINTCONDITION at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
Thank you again, Omar, for having me on Hidden Gems. I hope that I can do this again for the channel in the future. Again, if you liked the flavor of comics that I'm into, then check out my channel, Taylor Talks Comics, where I show off a litany of different comics. I love comics from all eras in all countries, and just everything that the comics medium can do, I try to go out and seek and discover. Thank you guys so much for watching.
A big thank you again to Taylor Talks Comics for joining me for this segment. In the comments down below, let us know what you've checked out. Go and check out his channel, please. Show him some love. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. October, man, is right around the corner. It means I get to do some horror-centric hidden gems, which I love. We'll see what makes it on the list this year. Let us know in the comments what you've read recently that not a lot of people are talking about, who the publisher is, who the creators are. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.